Let's go watch it in 2D. No, let's go watch it in 3D. But if we watch it in 3D, then is it worth the cost?
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick, so upsy daisy. Here we go. Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider. I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about.
Not my fucking problem.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
Hello. This is Adolf, and I have with me Jake.
Howdy, folks.
And today you are reviewing the newest Marvel Cinematic movie, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yep.
And as usual, we'll talk about the 3D aspect first. Now, I have not had the pleasure to see this movie, so this is going to be all on you. So how was the 3D aspect, Jake?
Not bad. I mean, it wasn't editor's choice. Unfortunately, they were some of the fight scenes. It just went flat, and some of I would say they ran out of time doing the conversion. It just looked flat. I mean, but in other places, the 3D was absolutely amazing. I mean, with all these, there were several fight scenes that had some great 3D. That was like, wow.
I was hearing the beginning is really pops.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And now, this is quite a rare rated R 3D release. Did they play up the rated R aspect?
Yeah, this is a hard R. They drop enough F-bombs that, I think this rivals Boondock Saints for language.
Well, I'm more saying, like, for the 3D aspect, did they play up the 3D R-rated aspects?
Oh, well, yeah, there's lots of blood and guts, and...
Okay.
But they didn't, it didn't pop... There's some pop-outs, but they didn't go crazy with it. This is tough to talk about without spoilers.
You mentioned in your written review a back window?
Yeah, there's a scene... I don't want to spoil it, give out too many details, but it's straight out of comic books, and it has two characters jump out of a window, and it's a beautiful 3D image.
Okay. So overall, pretty good 3D. What score would you
give it? I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It's just a hair off of being editor's choice.
But definitely worth it if you're a 3D fan.
Oh, yeah. You should see this in 3D. It really adds to the experience. Even more so than the last Ryan Reynolds, Sean Levy movie, Free Guy.
Well, now on to the movie itself. So when this movie was announced, I think all of us were super excited. And how did it live up to the hype?
Yeah, I think it did. Unless you're looking for something that's follows the rules of literature and cinema, because it's more there's just barely a storyline and a plot and all that, but the gags and the humor and the fan service are up center. That's what the movie is, and it makes no bones about it. Okay, maybe it does, but it is all about a fan service. In a lot of ways, it reminds me of the Mario Brothers movie. Instead of having some bullshit story, they just have a story that services the gags and the references and the cameos. And to me, it works. You will, to quote, "Are you not entertained?" Yeah, you will be entertained.
Now, we haven't seen Jackman and Reynolds together in these characters in a long time, since the Wolverine, I think it is, right? Or X-Men Origins of Wolverine, I think it is. I forget.
Yeah, that's the last time we saw Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman together in a movie, and oh boy, was Deadpool, how they interpreted Deadpool was awful.
And so how are they working together now?
Oh, absolutely hysterical. Wish it. I mean, there's lots of things. I mean, even though I really rate this high, it would have been awesome if they had musical numbers, but alas, music does play a big part of the movie, but they don't go all Greatest Showman about it,
Okay.
which I thought was a missed opportunity.
How's the action?
Oh, great action, great fight scenes. Some fight scenes that you wish went on longer, but with what you get, I don't think you're going to really care.
And make sure the people that were not paying attention, this is not a kid's movie.
Oh yeah, I was blessed with an audience of adults. Nobody brought their little kids. They probably would have been traumatized, because it is gory.
So the story, without giving anything really away, no spoilers, obviously, is about the TVA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the TVA comes for Wade Wilson. Surprise, surprise.
The TVA being the
Time Variant Authority.
from the Loki TV show.
Yeah,
But this one's different from the Loki TV show?
sort of. They're the same organization.
But you don't need to see Loki to enjoy this.
No.
But if you do see Loki, you'll get more out of it?
Yeah, you'll get more out of it.
Okay.
This movie was made under the assumption you have seen the other Deadpool movies, and you have seen some of the X-Men movies, some of the there's an assumption that you have seen a lot of these movies and are familiar with them.
Okay.
And there's also an assumption that you follow the news about these movies somewhat, because there's a lot of inside baseball stuff. I mean, it's not real inside baseball. It's stuff you would, Variety, and they talk about on Film Twitter and on Reddit. I mean, it's not real obscure stuff, but there's an assumption you pay attention, that this isn't your first superhero movie. This isn't your first movie, that you have a passing familiarity with stuff.
And the fourth wall breaking, is that too much?
Oh, it's almost nonstop.
But they work it well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, this makes no pretense that this is cinema,
All right.
which was smart. I mean, it's like this is like a love letter to these movies. I don't think of this as an introduction to these characters to the MCU. It's more of a bon voyage.
Now, the cinematography, usually the Deadpool movies are not that well done, but this one has a high budget. Did it look like it had?
Oh, yeah, this has a budget that's higher than the others combined, and it shows. There's a few CGI effects that you can tell they rushed them out. I mean, this was put out to meet a deadline, and they were having to trim a few. I mean, it's kind of like some of the stuff that was in Black Panther, a little rough around the edges. But you're not going to notice it so much in 3D, because 3D kind of makes things slightly blurrier because, the effect. So probably in 2D, some of the stuff would look rougher. But I don't recommend you watching this in 2D, because the 3D is good enough. And it's just going to enhance your experience watching this movie. And God, this disc better get released in 3D somewhere in the world. We're going to have fighting words, Disney.
How's the soundtrack?
Oh, soundtrack's good. There's a lot of music I wish they put in it. But hey, Ryan Reynolds' song choices are interesting. Creates a lot of irony, a lot of interest. And some of the dance moves are really good. Made me really wish this had more of a musical feel to it. Had went more into a musical. thing, but still an awesome movie.
All right, to kind of wrap up here, so a lot of nostalgia in there.
Oh God, yes. I mean, this is overflowing. This is nostalgia porn. This is the Caligula of nostalgia porn.
And Caligula is quite a controversial but interesting movie to watch. Yeah, I've watched that movie, and it's, I don't know how to even describe it, but it's
over the top, and that's why I use that descriptor, because Deadpool's over the top.
Yeah.
I mean, it's anybody to claim that this is anything more than fan service and gag strung together with as little a plot as they could get away with is fooling themselves. But it's awesome. It's fun. I had a real blast with it. I would watch this again and again. I mean, this is a great send off for the whole Fox universe, you know. But if this makes $1 billion, they'll be doing it till they're 90.
All right. So what's your final score for the movie?
10. I mean, this is almost as good as the Rescue Rangers movie. But it's still good enough to get a 10.
It's exceeded your expectations.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I didn't expect a whole lot except funny. And it delivered, and it's funny. And the violence is, even the violence is funny.
You know, I got one more thing to talk about.
Okay, what is it?
We got a store.
Ah, woohoo!
We have our own merch store. It's a print to order, and it's on the website right now.
Awesome. So what are we printing?
We got t-shirts. We got totes. We got cups. We got leggings. We got skirts. We got just a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We got a little bit of everything.
Awesome. Woohoo.
So I try to make these prices affordable. So you get some original designs, some fresh designs. And if you love 3D, like you listen to this podcast, you're going to love the products that we have here because it's all over 3D. And if you love cats, you're going to have a lot of different cat choices to pick from. And a lot of fun stuff. So the stuff we have on the store is going to change. Right now we have kind of a late summer stuff, but when the fall comes, we'll have some fall stuff, and things that are not selling well, we will replace with stuff. So it's going to be a good ebb and flow of products that we have on this website. And of course, any money made from this is going to help us on the website. Please check it out.
Yeah. Buy you a shirt.
And it's just 3dor2d.com/store. A link will be in the show notes, and if you just go to the website, it'll be there as a new tab, and it's available right now as you're listening to this podcast. But wait, there's more.
Woohoo!
Right now, we have an opening sale offer code. If you use code 3D2014, you'll get 10% off.
Woohoo!
And that code expires on August 23rd. So use it now before it's gone.
Woohoo!
All right. I guess it's going to be it for this review. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.
Before this podcast wraps up, I want to thank MK Ultra, Gravity Head Zero, and Axe Folk for being my super VIP patrons on Patreon. You can find 3D or 2D on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Pinterest, Instagram, and more. Just look for 3D or 2D. Links are in the info box. If you want to send us listener mail, our email address is email3dortwood@gmail.com. Thank you for either listening or watching this podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.